All right. Go ahead and look at the warm-up at the front of the page and complete 1 through 6. For which one? So that's going to be number 3, which we're doing special formulas tomorrow. I just want to see if you know it. You've learned it before. Oh, we did at the beginning of the year. That's okay if you don't know. Okay. We're going to review it tomorrow. All right. So in number 1, what's my GCF? What can you take out of that? 4x. So that left behind 5x minus 6y. Okay. In number 2, what's your GCF? Yep, 8y squared. So that left behind 2x minus 3z plus 5. Okay, number 3 is a special formula. We're going to review it tomorrow. It is called a difference of squares. So again, if you didn't know 3, we are going to do a review of that tomorrow. And number 4, you could take out a 2. So I left 9c squared plus 4d squared. And in number 5, you could take out a 4, which left behind a negative 16 plus m squared. And again, this is a special formula we'll hit on tomorrow. So if you stopped here, that's okay. And the last one, you had to FOIL that. So if you do first outer, inner, last, that gives you the 2y squared plus 12y plus 2y plus 12, which ultimately gives you 2y squared plus 14y plus 12. So hopefully, again, as we progress today, you will see that what we're doing today is essentially FOIL in reverse. We're going to start with a problem like this. We're going to get this step, and then we're going to transform it to the top. So our goal is to make it look like what you start FOIL with and the opposite of what happens if you do FOIL. So here's some hints just to try to help you move along better. When the last term is positive, the factors have the same sign as the middle term. So again, when we're making our magic X, if the top's positive and the bottom's positive, the middle two are both positive. If the top's positive and bottom negative, the middle two are both negative. When the last term is negative, the factors are opposite signs. So the last term is negative, you have one positive and one negative. So let's look at example 1. We have 3x squared plus 11x plus 6. How is this different than the problems we've previously looked at? What's new today that we have not had so far? Yeah, so far, all of my a values have been a 1. On this problem, my a value is a 3. That changes the magic x so that the magic x, the top number, is now the first term and the last term. Which technically it's been the first and the last term the whole time, it's just that the first term has been a 1. So now it's 3 times 6, which is 18. The bottom is still 11. So I need 2 factors of 18 that add to 11. Perfect. So again, if you were getting into the habit of just putting the 9 and 2 at the end of the parentheses, that also no longer works because the front term is a 3. So now you have to replace your middle terms with the 9 and the 2. Because now when you factor by grouping, the GCF of the first is not just an x anymore. So what can I take out of 3 and 9? And then I can take an x out of x squared and x. So you take out a 3x. That leaves behind x plus 3. What can I take out of 2 and 6? So now my factors are 3x plus 2, x plus 3. So again, I know before we were getting into the habit of these being pretty easy. Now the difference is that we have a value in front of the a term, so you have to factor by grouping in order to see what happens to that a. Let's try again. So set up your magic x. You have 4x squared plus 16x plus 7. So we're going to multiply the first and the last. So 4 times 7 is 28. I need factors of 28 that add to 16. Good. So we will replace the middle terms with 2 and 14. we can take out a 2x from the front. So you're left with 2x plus 1. I can take a 7 out of 14x and 7, leaving me with 2x plus 1. So that means this factors as 2x plus 1, 2x plus 7. So this takes the guesswork out of factoring through guess and check. Yes. 6. Okay, on the back, 5x squared minus 13x plus 8. So you multiply the first and the last. So I need two numbers that multiply to 40 and add to negative 13. So if the top's positive and the bottom's negative, both my factors have to be negative. Good. Make sure when you group and they're both negative, you put the negative in your parentheses. So out of 5x squared and 8x, I can remove an x, leaving 5x minus 8. Out of negative 5x and positive 8, I'm going to remove a negative 1, giving me 5x minus 8. So this factors as x minus 1, 5x minus 8. Okay, so you multiply the first and the last. So 3 and negative 4 is negative 12. Negative 4. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 12 and add to negative 4. Good. When you have negative 6, positive 2, and a positive 2, because this is negative, you need one of each. You want to always put the negative first when you do your factor by grouping. So when I write these, I want to write 3x squared and whatever my negative is, then my positive. And the reason for that is you don't have to pull out the negative when you group your terms. Okay? I have a worksheet for you for homework. It is only 10 questions. We will go over it tomorrow and do the special formulas.